The 2023 rotation is fast approaching, and out of all the big decks in the format currently, I think one deck loses more than most, and that is Lugia VStar. So I want to talk today about what Lugia VStar is losing in the rotation and how the deck is going to change post-rotation. Welcome to Jank Play TCG. My name is Landon, and here we play Jank. And Lugia VStar is not a Jank deck. It is a seriously legitimate deck. Basically, best deck in format currently, in lots of people's opinions, including mine. If you are wanting to go into a tournament, you gotta be able to handle Lugia VStar. That's all that is the benchmark. And even then, even when you can handle it, doesn't guarantee that you're gonna win against it. So Lugia has a lot of tools at its disposal to really stay on top of the meta here. Really be able to do everything that it can. And that really starts off with Archeops. Let's switch over to TCG Live. Archeops. You use Lugia VStar's VStar power to bring 2 Archeops from your discard onto your bench. No need to evolve up or anything like that, except into the Lugia VStar, obviously. Archeops has this Primal Turbo ability. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 special energy cards. Attach them to your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. And that's pretty amazing. Searching out 2 special energy cards from your deck and attaching them to one of your Pokemon. So each Primal Turbo you use is, you can attach 2 special energy from that to a particular Pokemon. So it's limited in the sense that you can't attach those 2 energies to 2 separate Pokemon. But again, the goal is to get 2 Archeops out and use their abilities to get energy out there. So it's still very easy to accelerate some energy here. So what I'm doing on my phone really quickly is a few days ago, about a week ago actually, at the time of recording, I asked, in the Lugia VStar deck, which do you consider the broken card? Lugia VStar or Archeops? 20%. Now, it's only 15 votes. Not very many. But 20% of you said Lugia VStar was broken. And 80% of you, which I agree, Archeops is broken. Now, that I heard some really good arguments about Lugia being the broken one, because if you take Archeops out of the deck, Lugia remains a good deck, which is crazy. But yeah, it is a good Pokemon. But with Archeops, I think it just accelerates that to brokenness. And then the other argument is, if you look at Archeops as a deck, and you build a deck around Archeops without Lugia, it just doesn't do well. And I think that we really saw with the Omastar deck that became popular. I did a rendition of it. I know Little Dark Fury did a rendition of it. People have done renditions of the Omastar, bringing out fossil evolutions and all that stuff. So, you know, I think there are some good points being made there, but Archeops is really the key to the deck. However, when rotation happens, we're going to be losing 5.5 sets, Shining Fates being the half set that we're losing, and in those 5.5 sets, we are losing a lot of special energy. And every list that I have seen of Scarlet Violet coming out, right when rotation happens is when Scarlet and Violet comes out, they aren't bringing any new special energy into the field. So we know all the special energy that Archeops is going to be accelerating. And the thing is that Archeops is great for accelerating those special energy onto particular Pokemon, Lugia VStar being one of them. But some of the key special energy that Archeops is accelerating are things like Aurora Energy. Aurora Energy is a phenomenal card where it counts as any type of energy you need. And usually when you play it from your hand to attach it, you have to discard a card from your hand, but Archeops gets around that requirement. So it just gives you any type of energy you need. And Aurora Energy lets you throw in different types of Pokemon in order to hit different weaknesses, work around different strategies, that type of thing. So Aurora Energy rotating is really going to hurt. But there's a couple other cards that are really going to hurt. Namely, Powerful Colorless Energy. This rotating is really going to hurt. This is going to limit how much damage Lugia VStar can realistically do. Lugia VStar does 220 damage. With 4 Powerful Colorless Energy, you're looking at 300 damage. You throw in a Choice Belt, and you're looking at 330 damage. And that's Lugia VStar one-hit KOing many Pokemon V Maxes. Which is just insane, but it's a key strategy to the Lugia VStar, deck. So, not only are we losing out in Aurora Energy and Powerful Colorless Energy, but let's go back to Aurora Energy, where we'll be missing out on cards like Radiant Charizard, Yveltal. We go this one. This one has Raikou. Those 3 cards are have very particular energy costs and very powerful cards that Lugia has been using in a magnificent way, but Lugia has been using in order to try to take advantage of certain situations. Raikou, being a lightning Pokemon, can hit weakness on other Lugia V-Stars. Radiant Charizard has this 250 damage attack that gets cheaper the more prize cards your opponent has taken, meaning it's great for those late game swings to hit 250 damage. But with Archeops, you can actually power this up faster earlier in the match, and it doesn't just have to be late game swings, it can be anytime big swings, which is phenomenal. And let's go back to Yveltal. Yveltal, ridiculous energy cost. A fire, a psychic, a dark energy, and 2 colorless. Well, 2 Archeops accelerate 4 energy, right? Okay, let's remember that double turbo energy and twin energy are in the format and can be attached to Yveltal. So even Yveltal, with its ridiculous energy cost, can still be powered up in a single turn with Archeops, losing the Aurora energy, losing the Powerful Colorless energy. Lugia V-Star is no longer a big hitter, no longer going to have all these tech cards. Now, that is not to say that it will never become that again. As Scarlet and Violet sets come out, Lugia V-Star and Archeops being in the last set of the Sword and Shield era, not counting Crown Zenith, the last main set, there we go, the last main set of the Sword and Shield era, it's going to be a while before they rotate. And so, every set that comes out in the Scarlet and Violet era that has special energy is going to bring new tools to the Lugia V-Star Archeops deck. And right now, or when rotation happens, Lugia V-Star is going to have to change drastically. So let's go ahead, jump into one of these decks. I'll jump into this one, edit, and let's look at energy. We only want to look at special energy, but all the cards. Special energy. And I think that's good. You know what? Let's just look at the ones rotating. Can we do that? Sword Shield, Rebel Clash, Darkness Ablaze, Champion's Path, Vivid Voltage, and we'll throw in Shining Fates. Although I don't think Shining Fates had any. Here are all these special energies rotating this year. That is one special energy for each type. And then in addition to that, Powerful Colors, Capture Energy, which is a great way to get basics out. I'm very sad about this one rotating. It's a phenomenal card. Even Lugia uses it as just a blank energy, but also it lets them get more basic sounds. So just attaching this from your hand allows you to go get another Lugia, or allows you to go get your one copy of a card like Radiant Charizard or something like that, a basic Pokemon, just out onto the field by attaching this card. Phenomenal card. We lose out on Twin Energy, which, in fairness, Lugia VStar doesn't usually play because they have the Lugia VStar in there, and Twin Energy does not work on Pokemon Vs. But they will still have Double Turbo Energy, which does work on that. However, right here are all the energies that they will be losing, and that means all those tech cards are going to be a lot harder to get playing. Now, let's look at all the special energy that we're keeping, right? There's quite a few sets here, so let me just get through all that. I'm going to unselect Crown Zenith. I don't think it... Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. Here are all the energy that we are keeping. We've got Double Turbo Energy, which is great news. You attach 2 of those to Lugia V, they are ready to attack. Sure, it's only going to be 180. Oh, boo-hoo. It's only 180 damage. Like, come on. That's phenomenal. We've got Fusion Strike Energy, which you can only attach to Fusion Strike Pokemon. I don't see a reason to play this with Lugia, because if you're playing Fusion Strike, you're probably playing Mew, and with Mew you have Genesect and Eliza Sparkle, or I think, is that the name? Elissa Sparkle? I don't know that character's name. Sparkle, the Sporter card, that lets you accelerate energy, so Fusion Strike, you're probably not going to play. Let's keep going. Gift Energy, that's a good generic one. When your Pokemon's knocked out, you can draw until you have 7 cards in hand. That's not bad. Impact Energy, which is for single strike only cards. Now, I saw a Japanese stream. It was on another YouTube channel. It might have been Tricky Jim. I was watching his video, and they had a Lugia VStar with some other Pokemon thrown in, and I think it was Single Strike or Rapid Strike, one of those two. And they were using Archeops to accelerate energy. Now that is an idea, and that is a fascinating idea, because Impact Energy and Spiral Energy, one for Single Strike, one for Rapid Strike, both are basically Aurora energies, giving you any type that you need. However, also with Single Strike, you have Single Strike Energy, which not only is recoverable thanks to the Urn of Vitality, but lets your Pokemon, your Single Strike Pokemon, do 20 more damage and can provide both a Fighting and a Dark Energy at the same time. Not exactly Aurora Energy, but pretty darn close. So the Single Strike and Rapid Strike, let's go with Rapid Strike Energy. This provides 2 in a combination of Water and Fighting to a Rapid Strike Pokemon. And that is also phenomenal. Kind of replacing the need for Double Turbo, but only for Rapid Strike Pokemon. So it's very interesting that you could play it with those. And that's pretty cool. That's a way to play them offensively. Although that's going to be very difficult. The best Rapid Strike and Single Strike Pokemon are generally Vs and above. They're pretty bulky Pokemon, but hard to get going. They're not just single card techs. Although, you know, that could change. The way people are playing cards can definitely change. But to go back to what Lugia VStar will use, we've also got Lucky Energy here, which when you are damaged by an attack, you draw a card. Not bad. Regenerative Energy, I don't think is nearly as good. When you play a Pokemon from your hand to evolve, the Pokemon V this card is attached to, heal 100 damage from that Pokemon. Not great, but not bad. Definitely a card that you could use. We got Treasure Energy, which I believe this is the one that if you grab it as a prize card, you get to just go ahead and attach it, which is pretty cool. But the main card I want to talk about is V-Guard Energy. V-Guard Energy means your Pokemon takes 30 less damage from your opponent's Pokemon, which is a significant amount, honestly. Now, you can't stack multiple of these to get more damage off. Prevent more damage, so to speak, but being able to attach this will turn, I think, Lugia VStar into a more bulky deck, being able to prevent energy or prevent damage with V-Guard energy and use double turbo energy to do your attacks and to heal using Hyper Potion by just discarding a single double turbo energy rather than 2 energy, I think is going to be a very interesting combination and lead to a very defensive focused Lugia V-Star. Like I mentioned, in Japan, they're already playing post-rotation, and they were playing with a single-strike deck, so maybe I'm just in the complete wrong here. Maybe that is the way. You just change your attackers to single-strike Pokemon, and Lugia V-Star is only there to get Archeops out, which is only there to accelerate energy out onto the field. But I feel like with single-strike, you could do that with Houndoom, without needing Lugia V-Star, without needing Archeops, without needing all of that, you know? You've already got the tools there. Just use the single strike tools. But, you know, those Japanese players were obviously better than me that Tricky Jim was watching. So, am I just, you know, talking into the wind? Are you guys understanding what I'm putting down here of how Lugia V-Star is going to evolve from a attack heavy deck to a more defensive, healing, counter deck? Because even Lugia V-Star, being a colorless Pokemon, also has Sharon's Care. Sharon's Care lets you put one of your colorless Pokemon that has 8 damage counters on it and all cards attached into your hand. Then next turn, you Marnie, put all those energy cards right back into your deck after you've already played the Lugia and the V-Star again. You Marnie, or I guess you can't Marnie, but Judge. You can Judge, put them all back into your deck, draw 4 cards, and then accelerate a bunch of energy with Archeops. Like, there's combos there. There's things to keep Lugia around and alive longer. I think it's all fascinating. I think it's a very interesting turn that Lugia is going to have to deal with, and I'm excited to see what happens. But what do you think Lugia V-Star is going to look like post-rotation? Let me know down in the comments. I'm really excited to read people's thoughts and opinions about this, because Lugia V-Star is the benchmark currently in the format. Post-rotation, a lot of people are saying Giratina V-Star is going to take the top spot and become the best deck in format, but I don't know, Lugia just seems to be so powerful so quick, and turning into a more defense-heavy deck just seems like such a smart move for Lugia V-Star, and really changes what we come to expect from the top deck. Let me know down in the comments what you think, because I would really love to read other people's opinions. Also, hit like button if you enjoyed my ramblings here. If you learned something or anything, I would really appreciate if you just hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I put out daily content for some crazy reason. I don't need to, but I do. Mostly it's just gameplay Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, but Wednesdays and Saturdays I put out these types of opinion pieces, and Sundays I put out the new deck that I'll be playing for the rest of the week, sort of business. So I hope you enjoy the content here. Join the Discord, that way we can talk more directly with each other, and I also post code cards occasionally. Here is the last one I have set aside currently, but I'll switch back to this picture, this video. Here's a code card. For whoever's quick enough to grab this code, congratulations. The camera is not liking how close this is. Yeah, really not liking it. There's one Crown Zenith pack for whoever gets this, as the camera goes blurry and steady and blurry and steady and blurry and steady. I'm going to fold it. I'm going to trash it, because someone's got to redeem it. Could be you. I also post code cards in the Discord if you want to come there, chat a bit, all that stuff. And of course, until next time, keep playing Jank.